More than 50 people have been taken to the hospital during a concert at the TD Garden. In fact, rescue crews are still standing by outside the garden in case more people need treatment.
Let's get right out to 7's Tim Caputo. Tim, do rescuers know what went wrong with all these people?
There's a variety of issues. We haven't got the exact cause for all the people. As you guys mentioned, at least 50 people transported to the hospital from this concert. You see behind me people starting to spill out into the streets coming out of TD Garden. The concert, I was told, just ended 5-10 minutes ago. This was an Avicii concert. He's kind of a house music, dance music DJ. And I was told by several people it was hot inside the TD Garden. And then a couple people, I guess, made the assumption that some younger people might have been drinking, possibly doing drugs. We did see at least 50 ambulances coming out of the TD Garden, transporting them to the hospital. I spoke with an EMS worker a short time ago. I asked her what kind of patients they were taking to the hospital. Was it dehydration, drugs, or alcohol? She told me it's a combination of everything. Now, the concert just ended a short time ago, but about 30 minutes ago, they started setting up a couple staging areas. If we come back out live, I want to show you at least a couple of those areas where they've now lined up the ambulances just in case any more issues were to arise. If we are back out live, I want to swing you around to show you the street here. You see this back ambulance. There's about 8 other ones out in front of it, and they have a guy standing on the street there in case the ambulance needs to swing around and go to the garden. And Dusty, if my photographer could show you the other direction as well, they even have at least 6 or 7 ambulances on this side. Now, this all started happening around 8, 9 o'clock tonight as the concert was getting underway. Some parents heard that there were some issues here. They ended up showing up, trying to pick up their kids. As I mentioned, a very young crowd here at the garden, a lot of teenagers here, and we spoke to some of them as they were coming out of the concert.
I have a 15-year-old and her girlfriend that came to the Avicii concert, and we just got here. We were in the North End having dinner, and we just heard about this. I'm shocked.
Sure. These concerts should be outside.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Was it like heat or drugs, or could you tell?
Some combination. I think more the latter. More the latter, if we're being honest.
Yeah. And a bit of a younger crowd, too?
Yeah,
very young
for
crowd.
sure. Very young.
So for a long time, the scene was one ambulance after another picking up a patient and taking them out of the TD Garden and to local hospitals. I can say, as you saw with some of the sound bites and interviews there were a number of people coming out completely sober, had a good time, no issues for them. But they said a lot of the issues they saw, especially for the people who were kind of sitting in the upper decks of the TD Garden, was kind of the ground area. It was a general admission standing room only. And they say the TD Garden got awfully hot with dance music, people dancing around a bit as well. And they said they could see from above people on the ground, some young people throwing up a little bit, some people even passing out down on the dance floor area, and those are some of the people presumably who were taken to the hospital. We're still trying to work with EMS and the Boston Police Department to find out exactly the reason for all 50, 60, potentially more people who were taken to the hospital. But once they got word that the ambulances couldn't keep up with the number of people who were getting taken out of the TD Garden, that's when they started setting up these staging areas to make sure they had enough ambulances just in case there were more potential patients coming out of this concert. As we see now, people starting to filter out into the streets. A little bit calmer situation than it was an hour and a half ago. As these people, a steady flow of people coming out in ambulances taken to the hospital. We, of course, will stay on top of this breaking news story as more information comes available. That's the latest live from outside the TD Garden. Tim Caputo, 7 News 19.